Right now, there is a huge shift happening in AI agents. One of the biggest tools, OpenClaw, is starting to decline, while a new one called Hermes is exploding in usage. Let me show you something. On OpenRouter, you can easily see that Hermes is trending up fast, while OpenClaw is starting to lose its momentum. So I decided to test this myself. I set up Hermes on my own VPS, connected it to Telegram, and started using it like real AI agent. Hermes is an open source AI agent developed by News Research, but what makes it different is this: it's designed to self-improve over time. Instead of just executing tasks like OpenClaw, Hermes can learn from previous actions, build reusable skills, and improve over time. This is a key shift in how AI agents work. Here is the simplest way to understand the difference between the two. OpenClaw is more like a command system. You tell it what to do and it executes, but Hermes is more like a learning system. It figures things out and gets better the more you use it. This is why people are starting to switch. Many users are already moving from OpenClaw to Hermes due to usability and learning capabilities. So why is Hermes growing so fast? Three main reasons: self-improving skills, it can literally create its own workflows over time; better memory, it remembers context and preferences across sessions; and simpler setup plus usability. Compared to OpenClaw, it's easier to get running and actually use. And that's exactly why we're seeing this spike in usage. Hermes is currently one of the fastest growing agents on OpenRouter. Let me show you how I'm using Hermes. I can send a command like this: what is the weather in London today? And you can see exactly the steps it takes to actually answer this question. So first, it tried to get the weather forecast from AccuWeather, but then it failed, and then it said that there was an error while trying to navigate this page. And after this, it actually tried to get the weather information from the BBC weather page, and this is what it came back with. So I didn't have to install any extra skills to say, okay, you need to use a web browser or you need to use something specific. I literally installed Hermes in like 1 or 2 minutes and everything was working straight out of the box. Another command which I sent to Hermes was this one: summarize the top 3 articles on the BBC News page. It picked up the top 3 articles from the page and then it came back with the titles and then a nice summary next to each of the articles. This is basically like having a remote AI operator. So what's happening to OpenClaw? It's still powerful, but it's more of a structured system. You have to define workflows, manage skills, and configure everything manually. And compared to Hermes, it just feels more rigid. Plus, there have been concerns around complexity and security in agent systems like OpenClaw. This is the bigger shift happening right now. We're moving from controlled automation to self-improving agents and from static workflows to adaptive systems, and Hermes is one of the first tools really pushing that forward. Hermes is completely open source, similar to OpenClaw, and you can see exactly what happens with the data that you send to it, how it processes the data, and everything that happens in the pipeline. If you want, I can show you exactly how to install Hermes and set this up on your own server. But honestly, using it is where things get interesting. If you want more content on AI agents, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know down in the comments if you want me to create a tutorial on how to install this agent.